All right, guys. So I am interviewing Mr. David Ruzga. Ruzga, right?
Yep,
Okay. All right. Got it on the first try. And this is a long time coming interview, man.
it is. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. I'm definitely glad that we finally got a date set on this. So let's jump right into it. So tell everybody what you were doing before you started recruiting.
Yeah, sure. So basically, I was recruiting for maybe 2 years or so. I was with a recruiting company and I was specializing in the pharmaceutical medical device world. And so was doing that a couple years before I ended up finding you. So that's what I was doing.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Awesome. So you did have your prior, corporate type recruiting experience, basically.
Right. Yeah. No. So I definitely did. I came from that back, not 100%, but yeah, I was doing some recruiting for a company and, realized, hey, I could be making this money for me, not for another person. So that's kind of what kind of stirred the pot there.
Exactly. Right. Like we always say, like, when you're in a 9 to 5 or when you're at corporate, you're making somebody else's bank account bigger, not yours.
100%. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. I was just like, man, this could be going in my pocket, not someone else's.
Correct. Exactly. So, okay. So upon starting everything, how many contracts, we'll go straight into it. How many contracts, as soon as you started, were you able to obtain clients, contracts, etc.? What does that look like?
Yeah, so I would say in my first month, I really just went after it and hit it hard. I probably got maybe 4 or 5 contracts in my first month. And it was mainly just because I was like, okay, if I'm going to dedicate my whole time to this, I better start making money right away or my wife's going to be mad. So,
Right.
so
Good
I kind of,
reason.
yeah, I just kind of went hard and just, got after it.
Good motivation. I love it. Yeah. And you went hard and you went after it. That's like the key words, everyone, right? Like David executed, right? And took it to the bank, literally, right? Didn't mess around, didn't wait, no hesitation, all that kind of stuff. Which I love because that's what the winners do, everybody, FYI. All right, so let's talk revenue. Everybody wants to hear about revenue. So like upon going solo, right, and setting this up for yourself, what's revenue look like upon the inception of you just setting up your agency, going at it, and everything?
Yeah, no, it's kind of crazy because starting off any business, especially you hear in like the resume or restaurant business, you don't make money in the first 10 years or whatever. But this was different. It was like right away you're making money and the overhead is not too huge. So,
Right.
almost what you're making is what you're bringing home. And
Yep.
so I started off, the first 2 years I've been doing this over 150,000. So it's over 6 figures right
So,
away if you're putting in the work, right?
solid, and yeah. So you're just basically that's your consistent at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So and then this year, not to get ahead of myself or anything, but we're
Sure.
looking at multiple 6 figures. So
Yeah.
we've consistently grown over the last 3 years.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. Year over year growth. That's where it's at, right? And you'll only scale higher and higher, right, as you proceed because you know the game, you're expanding the game. And before we even got on, we were talking about possible hires that you'll make, for virtual assistants and things like that and all that kind
Yep.
of stuff. So you were kind of working a 9 to 5 when you were doing this, but you were out of that before you jumped into it.
Yeah, so I was working for a recruiting company and there's kind of some higher up shuffles that were going on that kind of led me to start looking for other opportunities. And I was kind of looking, hey, what's out there? In the same time in the back of my mind, I was like, I've always wanted to start my own business, but what would I do? And then I was
Mm.
like, well, why don't I just do this? How do I go about that? So I went to the all powerful YouTube. Guess who I found? I found Ben Nader and yeah, and from there I was just a student. I was diving. I literally took probably 10 pages of notes of, okay, this is how I start a business, this is what I do, and I step by step went through the program of how to go about building a business in recruiting. And
Mhm.
sure enough, I probably took 3 weeks of nonstop watching your videos, literally, going through that. And then that's when I quit. And then 3 days later started it up.
Yep. I love it. I love your no hesitation attitude, all action, all gas, no brakes. You know what I mean? Just getting into it, just deciding, this is what
Yeah.
I'm going to do and then executing on it. Right. Um, so for everyone watching, what's your biggest advice to somebody that's thinking about jumping into recruiting and starting the business? Because that's the audience that's going to see this video. So, what's your biggest, pinpoint thing that you would say to them?
I would just say, find someone that knows what they're doing. So like if you're getting into recruiting, learn from Ben. Like he knows what he's doing. And then from there, just go all in. So like once you learn and kind of figure it out, then just don't look back. Just dive in, and every day, if it's creating a schedule, because working for yourself, you've got no one to tell you when you got to be at work. Just dive in and do it. Just have a schedule, wake up early, work, and then like just I don't know. So I'm working late all the time. So just keep working no matter what time it is. Don't have that 9 to 5 mentality.
Yep, you got to switch that mindset over, right? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
From being an employee to being a
Right.
business
Yeah.
owner.
And it's fun. It's not like, oh, I have to work. It's like, no, I get to, like, it feels like a, just free is what it feels like. It doesn't,
Freedom. Yeah.
oh, this is horrible. It's like, this is actually really fun.
Right. Right. I mean, what are like two things that you mainly did this for? You know what I mean? What are the like,
Yeah.
freedom and I
In
mean
time, like,
time and cash flow, right? Those are, the main ones, right? Generally, for everybody. So, I absolutely love it, David. You have crushed it. You are crushing it, and you will obviously continue to crush it, man. So
that,
I'm super stoked to be able to share your story and anything. Any parting last words?
No, I mean, I just think, again, I thank you for everything you've done for me and my business and obviously my family. So I appreciate that. And honestly, if anyone out there is thinking about it, join Ben's program. He teaches you everything you need to know. It definitely will help not only your business, but the structure of your business and how it goes moving forward. So definitely hit up Ben.
100%. I agree. I can't argue with you, man. All right. I appreciate you, David. And we'll do another one of these at the 7-figure mark, right?
Yeah, we'll do a follow up for sure.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Appreciate it.
All right. Yep.